Here's what I see. I see a festival that never ends. Where you can be whatever you want to be. It's not your dream holiday anymore. It's your dream life. That's the horizon I see. Let me show you. Welcome to autumn, a new beginning for the festival that never ends. Don't go anywhere. Horizon is here to stay.
Yes, Forza Horizon is back, and this time it's British. The fourth instalment of the popular open-world racing game is released on October 2nd for Xbox One and PC, and lets you put the pedal to the metal on, and sometimes off, the roads of England, Scotland and Wales. The Microsoft UK News Centre was lucky enough to get its hands on a preview of the hugely anticipated game, and we locked ourselves away for an hour to soak in the sights, sounds and seasons of the UK. For the first time in a Forza Horizon game, players will have to cope with seasons that change from week to week. Spring, summer, autumn and winter each will affect the game in a different way and bring its own unique challenges. You will have to change your driving style to adapt and win. The game kicks off in a similar way to Forza Horizon 3, with a sprint to the Forza Horizon Festival. First, you're at the wheel of the incredibly fast McLaren Senna, the car that's also oozing speed on the cover of the game box. Then, you try to control a souped-up pickup truck in the snow and ice as dawn breaks over the British countryside. Now, I don't care how much you've played Forza, the first time you try this, your driving skills go completely out the window, and you just have to try and stay on the track. It's a wild ride, and you just need to floor it and enjoy it. Next, it's time to get down and dirty with a rally car in the spring section. The rain is falling, the mud is flying, but try not to hit the trees. While a lot more of the Forza Horizon 4 world is breakable, you can smash through stone walls for example, the bigger trees will still stop you in your tracks and leave your once showroom perfect car looking like it's time for the scrap heap. But you're still going to throw the car around like you've got a whole garage of them. This is Forza Horizon after all, and it's incredible how differently this car handles to the SUV on the winter stage. Every car really does have its own feel. It's also worth taking the time to look around at the scenery too. The cars, the colours, how the light bounces off every surface. This game will run in HDR and 4K and 60 frames per second on an Xbox One X. It looks amazing.
This is it, Horizon. We are kicking off the summer season with the greatest race of all time. Point yourself in the direction of Horizon and put your foot down. First to the festival wins, so let's go!
Summer sees you back in control of the McLaren Senna. It's dry, you're back on the tarmac, and you can really open up that engine to hit speeds of more than 200 miles an hour. This game certainly keeps you on your toes, and Forza Horizon 4 boasts a shared world where up to 72 real players will see each other in free roam on shared servers. The one thing you can be sure of, expect the unexpected.
People are lining the streets to get a load of the action. Cheer these racers on, guys, come on!
McLaren has one of these cars in its offices in Woking, and I can tell you that the one in Forza Horizon 4 looks exactly like the real thing. Every detail is here.
We got some awesome racing trucks out there too. The most incredible hypercars are all here. I can see a Centenario. Final straight. I can't breathe.
Those were just 3 of the more than 450 cars from over 100 licensed manufacturers that are available to drive in the game. From classic cars and family favourites to sports cars that look fast and can be driven even faster, there's something for everyone. I shunned the Dodge Charger and chose a silver Audi TT-S as my first car. Look at that detail on the outside. And it just gets better when you open the door. The makers of Forza Horizon 4, Playground Games, worked with car manufacturers to ensure every part of the car is accurately represented. All their work has obviously paid off. The Forza Horizon 4 map will be familiar to anyone who has played the series before. It's about the same size as the Australia map in Forza Horizon 3, but the changing seasons will make areas you've already visited seem like new. Lakes can freeze over, for example, unlocking new areas for you to explore. There's a range of real-world locations here too, from Edinburgh Castle and the Highlands of Scotland to a Welsh quarry, the Devonshire coast and the Cotswolds. You can set routes to anywhere on the map, including the race events and challenges that appear, and, for the first time, players can add their own racetracks and rally routes to the road network in a feature called Route Creator. I chose Ambleside Sprint as my first destination. Once again, you have the sat-nav in the lower left corner and a voice assistant giving you directions as you drive. You can choose from the usual selection of viewpoints, from behind the car, my personal favourite, in-car and on the bonnet. Also making a return are the radio stations Block Party, Pulse, Bass Arena, XS, Timeless and Hospital. The tunes are interspersed with soundbites from real British DJs, which help to immerse you in the UK environment. And what an environment it is! Road markings, stone walls, street signs. Playground Games has recreated the British countryside perfectly. Even the patched sections of tarmac will be annoyingly familiar to anyone who has taken a drive in the middle of nowhere. The road looks as realistic as the sky thanks to a process known as photogrammetry. Basically, Playground Games took thousands of photos of real-life locations, put them directly in the game, and then stitched them all together. They have used the same process on the sky. That's the real sky you're looking at as you drive along. Okay, back to the new stuff. All you action film fans are in for a real treat now. Forza Horizon 4 has a stunt driver quest that runs throughout the game. Chapter 1 sees you take control of a Bugatti, while a film director yells at you to drive faster and faster. You speed past film cameras while a jet takes off and flies away, but try to concentrate on the road as those corners can get sharp.
Yeah, the baddie's in a jet plane, so what? You'll just keep that needle in the red. Maybe do some
I ended up taking out a wire fence, but that racked up some serious wreckage and drifting points. It's worth investing in some decent gaming headphones just for this part of the game, because the sound is incredible. The noise of the Bugatti makes you want to drive as fast as possible, and the roar of the jet actually made me jump. It was ear-shattering.
Don't relax, kid. We're not done. Keep it loose and fast up the hill, then back down. Still got the jump to do.
Personally, I love these solo sections. It's a nice break from battling other cars, whether they're controlled by AI or real people. The stunt quest is a brilliant idea. It heightens the pressure on you to drive well, and I think it's a lot of fun. Now I'm coming up to the final straight. Watch this.
You just line it up, floor it, pray. Hey, eyes forward. Ignore the camera. Try to look heroic.
Just FYI, I nailed that landing in the first take.
Everyone. Congratulations, kid. You survived. Reckon you can do that again?
What could be more British than a trip to the seaside? I'm taking the Audi off to sample the delights of the Devonshire coast. As with Forza Horizon 3, you can rack up those all-important achievement points simply by driving around the map. Get points for speed, narrowly overtaking other vehicles, drifting and driving on new roads, and use them to unlock new cars and features. I'm still amazed by how much detail is in this game. How many trees and bushes are there along this road? They're all slightly different colours. The stone walls, the road markings. It's the little touches, the things you only just about notice, that bring a world to life. There are real UK road signs pointing the way to cities like Edinburgh, one of the main hubs in the game. But more on that later. We're at the beach! I've decided to take a shortcut, because that's what Forza is all about. The world is your oyster. The ocean pun is intended there. Look at that sea lapping the shore. It looks more like Barbados than Britain, if you ignore the vast amounts of seaweed, that is. But there's no time to sunbathe. We have more places to explore, and the sand dunes offer the perfect chance to grab some air and some more experience points.
In 200 yards, turn left.
If you're lucky enough to have visited one of the game locations in real life, you'll probably want to check those out first. I have to see what Edinburgh looks like. This city looks amazing, and Playground Games have recreated it perfectly. You can even see the postcards on sale outside some of the shops. However, I'm not sure those streets, usually bustling with shoppers, have ever been this quiet. Another feature of Forza Horizon 4 is the ability to use the money you earn throughout the game to buy buildings. This includes the stunning Edinburgh Castle. It's one of the most expensive venues in the game, but it's worth it. Imagine owning your own castle. It's time to leave the Scottish capital and head for another event. Every car I've driven so far in Forza Horizon 4 is easy to handle. I could even perform pretty good handbrake turns within minutes of picking up the controller. All the cars have been responsive and predictable, which I guess is what you want. This is meant to be a fun driving game, set apart from the slightly more serious driving environment of the Forza Motorsport titles. That responsiveness is crucial when you're driving through cities such as Edinburgh, where you're racing through narrow streets and whizzing past cars, signs and other street furniture. Playground Games has struck a perfect balance of recreating built-up areas and letting you race around them without getting stuck on something like a park bench or a bus stop. In the hour I played Forza Horizon 4, it seemed to me that there were a lot more straight sections to race along, which was great fun. There are undoubtedly twists and turns that require close attention, but I encountered much more open road. That meant I could put my foot down and enjoy the speed and sounds of the Audi, as well as unlocking more experience points from the speed traps that return for this game. It's so much fun. Finally, I wanted to try out a rally event, so I drove back across the map to nearer the Horizon Festival site.
Ah, it's you. I heard about the stunts you pulled for Joel. You know how to drive, don't you? Sorry, I'm Alex. I run dirt racing for the festival. Speaking of which, you'll need a car that can handle the dirt.
I've always been a fan of the Subaru Impreza, so I decided to pick one of those out to hit the gravel track. What followed was 4 minutes of pure adrenaline.
Go and enjoy yourself out there.
While I obviously wasn't going fast enough to really pull off those handbrake turns, I still managed to try them out and stay roughly on track. That meant I could be creative, try things out, but still stay in the race. This really is a game for everyone, regardless of how good or bad you think you are at driving games. The fact that it's set in the UK is, for me, a fantastic development, as so few driving games are based in this country, even though Forza Horizon 4 proves it can be a perfect match. Forza Horizon 4 is available on Xbox One and PC and Game Pass, with Deluxe and Ultimate Editions also available, and it's out on October 2nd.